What's up and welcome back. I'm John Stark from MacTheMovieGuy.com, your favorite blind film critic, and today we're going to talk about Meet Me Next Christmas. So, ho ho ho, you hoes. it's, it's another Netflix Christmas movie. God, they release so many of them. It just makes it so accessible. The other streaming services just don't have the same Christmas output, but Netflix for some reason is really just pushing hard on new Christmas movies. Um, So obviously, like, they don't match Hallmark, Great American Family. I get that. I'm not trying to say, but at the same time, Netflix is definitely outpacing. I don't know, Max, Disney Plus, Peacock, Hulu, Amazon, Apple. None of those people are doing this. So Netflix is like, we're gonna do it. We're gonna copy Hallmark, but we're gonna slightly do it better. And that's what I like is Hot Frosty felt like, I don't know what the hell. Like, I'm gonna keep saying that throughout all these other reviews from the rest of Netflix's Christmas content. But yeah, I don't know what the hell happened with Hot Frosty. It was the best concept, but also the most poorly executed of all of them. Um Meet Me Next Christmas is probably the dumbest concept, but fairly well executed. And I was like, oh god, it's Christina Milian. This is not gonna be great. But then when you watch the movie, Pentatonix, first of all, it seems like the film is about these two people who have essentially a meet cute. It's like they have fire and they have chemistry, and it's just not the right time or the right place. But they kind of agree that if this were to happen again in the future, that, oh my god, then it's fate. So basically, Christina Milian spends the whole movie forcing fate, which is the whole, like, the lack of purpose in fate is that she's trying to get a ticket to a concert she doesn't have, she knows he has. That she's like, well, I'm supposed to be there because it's fate. It's like, if you were supposed to be there, you would have the ticket, which is fate. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's what fate is. So, but we watch her trying to get this ticket. She has a best friend who is entertaining and really underutilized, I have to say, as a best friend. I enjoyed her a lot. I don't know the name of the actress, but honestly, I didn't know the name of any of these actors other than Christina Milian and Pentatonix. Um, but like, the male lead here has a bunch of TV credits to him, but nothing that was so specific where I was like, oh, that guy. I think most people are going to recognize him from Sisters. That's the thing that even his bio has him as like top billing on IMDb, but I just don't watch the show. So he might be, the lead. I don't watch the show. I don't have a knowledge of that. I don't watch NCIS. I don't know what he did on that. So, I mean, he just has some things. It's just like, we have not connected. I don't know where he came from, but, he plays Terry. I feel like that's his name. Who's like a instant concierge, and Milian pays him to find her this ticket to get her into the show. And the thing that I thought was hilarious is that at the beginning of the thing, it's set like she's trying to find a ticket, right? Just like the normal way. And there's one for like 4,000 was all that she could find for this Pentatonix concert, which props to Pentatonix, because I just remember when y'all were like on TV and shit. But $4,000 scalp tickets is just, anyway, a bit much. I'd be like, no, go away. Stop. But she's like, she's only got like $2,500. So then she hires a personal concierge. And I was like, how is this cheaper? How is hiring a personal concierge cheaper? How is that within your budget? Anyway, so this guy is like devoted to trying to get her the ticket, but of course, as the movie progresses, they become such a cute couple, and other people are seeing it. But you know who else is seeing it? Pentatonix. So instead of that usual tradition of where like they're just going to the concert and like Pentatonix is used as sort of like, maybe they're just gonna like perform at the end and we're gonna end with like a Pentatonix number and you see Pentatonix in the, you need to know they're actually in the movie. Like they have lines. Like, it's more like Love Again, where Celine Dion wasn't there to just sing, she actually did stuff. Like, she actually had lines and scenes and actually had, like, a performance as herself. Pentatonix does that here too. Like, they actually have scenes away from themselves where they're, like, playing themselves, but they're like, "Oh god, I need to get my facialist into the concert. Are there any tickets for my facialist?" You know, like, we get those kind of conversations. Deep thoughts from Pentatonix. Um, but they're also commenting really heavily on watching, I guess, they come across this story, and because of course they do, and they're like, oh my god, there's this girl, and oh, it's so cute, she's trying to, and it's fate, but should we interfere with fate? Because, you know, like, they could do something nice for her or whatever, because it's their concert. Even though, like, for some reason they can't get tickets to their concert, they're still looking at intervening, um, in some fashion. Like, how could they do something sweet for her? But uh you know, at least without spoiling how the movie ends, you know, they can't interfere because we've seen a scene where they're told they have no tickets. So they're even trying to conspire, but they don't quite know how to because they've been told they can't bring people into their own show. Whatever. Anyway, so it's all about rushing to this concert. And it's not the worst thing I've seen this year. It's cute. It's better than a bunch of Christmas movies that I've seen that felt very cheap. This one feels like it has a higher production value. I mentioned this also in another review of a Christmas movie. I don't know which one I'm releasing first, but Netflix already has another Christmas movie this year that I felt like had elevated production values. The Merry Gentleman with Britt Robertson and Chad Michael Murray. Where you can tell it feels like the kind of movie that years ago, before we had streaming services, when the options were just theaters, straight to video, or cable, that it's the kind of film that would have been shoved out into theaters just as product. You know, we got a lot of like films around the holidays that were just holiday themed that are not necessarily classics, like Nothing But the Holidays. I'm just gonna throw one out there as being one that I don't think people give much thought to, but yeah, we just kind of pushed them out, and it's Christmas themed. It's got enough stars in it, has enough power, and there's enough of a direction and vibe, and the script is competent enough to make it from point A to point B in a way that leaves you with the kind of feeling you're supposed to have from a Christmas rom-com, which is that, like, oh, this is nice. This is a Christmas spirit. It's not so like uniquely about Christmas. It's just everybody's around Christmas. This isn't like we're not chasing Santa Claus or anything here. But neither really is The Merry Gentleman or Hot Frosty. They're all just sort of like wintertime movies. So if you really want like a deep Christmas movie, again, you've got Christmas Chronicles is literally featuring Santa Claus. So there's stuff like that where you get that thrown in there. But I did really like the audio description. This is International Digital Center, written by Betty Capone, narrated by somebody who I'm less familiar with and didn't remember their name. But I thought everybody did a lovely job here. Betty did a really nice job of making sure the character descriptions were fierce, even for Pentatonix. Even for Pentatonix. Like, even for the group that you might actually be expected to know, she still described what Pentatonix looked like. And they're playing themselves. So, mad props to Betty for really making sure that the blind audience was brought along on this one. Like, a lot of you know, hairstyles, ethnic specificity, just cute little moments that are captured throughout the whole thing. There's this competition that they go into to compete for a chance, you know, but of course, you know, it's all these little beats that they have to hit along the way. And it's a cute, it's fine. It's not great, and I like The Merry Gentleman a little bit more. Like, this is going to be kind of forgettable for me, but I watch films like this every year, and there are some that I'm like, oh, I like that, and I actually want to see that again. Then there are the ones that are like, that was a good one-time watch, and there are other ones where I'm like, no, that was no. And so trying to meet the Hallmark a crowd in the middle here. I would say this is fine for that if you're in the mood. Um, they do what they can with this plot, and Christina's charming as it is, and of course she's a singer herself because love don't cost a thing. Which was actually J Lo's song, but it's the only movie I can remember that Christina and Milian was in. And yeah, it's up to you. I mean, watch it or don't watch it. Your life is not going to be changed by this. It's not the best Christmas movie that Netflix has put out this year, but it's also totally watchable. And I feel this every once in a while with stuff. I think I kind of said the same thing last year about Dashing Through the Snow, which I like lightly remember with Lowbrow Howery was in that. I think that was a one-time watch. A lot of these films are just one-time watches. They're content filler for people who just want lots of Christmas stuff. But I don't think anybody's going to go back and rewatch this. So I'm going to give Meet Me Next Christmas, I'm going to give it a B minus. Yeah, I didn't hate myself for watching this. So thank you for watching me. Thanks for liking and subscribing, and I will see you guys on the other side.